up, everyone? Today we're making pressure cooker chicken fried rice, which is a simple, quick family favorite that we make consistently in my house. We love it here. Everything is cooked in one pot and it's done in about 6 to 8 minutes, so you are going to love it. Keep on watching and I'm going to walk you through the steps. Welcome back to the Four and Fork Kitchen. My name is Alexandria and this is the Four and Fork, where we are cooking one meal from every country in the world. And today we are doing pressure cooker chicken fried rice. So the first thing that you're gonna need to start making this is 1 pound of chicken breast. And you're gonna cut this into bite-sized pieces. We're gonna cook the chicken right from this size, so make sure that these are pieces that you're gonna be able to fit in your mouth in 1 spoonful. I wanted to show you guys how to make this recipe today because it is one of the absolute most popular recipes on my blog. This gets a lot of views and a lot of people cooking it, and so I wanted to make sure that if you wanted to make this, you had some good step-by-step instructions on how to do that. We're gonna wanna marinate our chicken so that it has some really good flavor. So I'm gonna put the chicken into this Ziploc bag here, and then I have 3/4 of a cup of teriyaki, and that's what we're gonna marinate the chicken in. So I'm gonna pour that right into the bag, seal it closed. I'm gonna seal it around so the chicken gets nice and coated. You're gonna wanna leave this to marinate in your refrigerator for at least 1 hour. You can leave it even overnight if you'd like. The longer you let it marinate, the more flavor it's gonna have. So just at least 1 hour is a good starting point. So to get started, I have my pressure cooker turned to the saute function. I've brought it down to the lowest temperature on the saute function just because sometimes it overheats a lot. So I've brought it down to the lowest heat setting there, and I have 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. Next, I have 3 eggs that I'm gonna crack in. And once I've cracked the eggs in, I'm just gonna use a spatula to scramble them up and make sure that they're cooked all the way through. Once the eggs are cooked, you're just gonna wanna take a clean bowl and scoop the eggs out into the bowl and set them aside. These are gonna go back into your rice at the end, but they'll overcook if we put them into the pot with the rest of the rice, which we don't want. So we're just gonna scoop them out into a bowl and set them aside for the time being. Once I remove the eggs, I'm gonna turn the saute function off. And then as you can see, we have some brown egg bits in the bottom of this pan. Now, if we just start cooking right now, if we start pressure cooking with it like this, everything's gonna burn, you're gonna get a burn notice. So what we're gonna need to do is take some of the chicken broth that we have and pour it in there to kind of loosen everything up. And then I'm gonna use my spatula or my wooden spoon or whatever utensil you have, and I'm gonna keep scraping until all of the egg bits are off of the bottom. This is really important because if you don't do this, you will get a burn notice. A burn notice is when something is sticking to the bottom of your pressure cooker, and so it stops cooking, it starts beeping, and when you open it up, something is burned on the bottom normally because you haven't added enough liquid, or there's a piece of food stuck to the bottom that is making it burn. Take a look in here now, there's nothing stuck to the bottom, which is a very good sign. So now we get to add the rest of our ingredients. So at this point, now that your egg bits are scraped up, you can leave all the scraped up egg bits in there, and you're gonna pour in the rest of the chicken broth. You also have 1.5 cups of uncooked long grain white rice that we'll sprinkle in there. And lastly, we're gonna put the raw chicken pieces on top. So you're gonna wanna take them out of the marinade and place that marinated chicken on top of the rice. All right, let me go wash my hands. We love some good kitchen safety here at the Four and Fork. And now we are going to put the lid onto the pressure cooker, set the valve to pressure, and we're going to do a high pressure cook for 6 minutes. So we did a 6-minute cook time on the pressure cooker, and then we allowed for a 6-minute natural release. So that means even though the time was done, and in some cases, in some recipes, you would release the pressure on the pressure cooker immediately. In this case, we kind of let it naturally sit in the pressure cooker for a little bit longer because it's gonna allow some residual heat to allow the rice to keep cooking a little bit more. So after 6 minutes, then I released the remaining pressure that was still inside the pressure cooker. And now I'm gonna take the lid off. And we're gonna take a look at our rice. All right, so first thing you're gonna do is just fluff this rice, make sure everything looks good. No burning on the bottom, beautiful. And then we're gonna add in the rest of our ingredients. So The last thing that we're gonna add in here, we have 2.5 tablespoons of soy sauce. Remember those eggs that we scrambled earlier? Now we're gonna put them back in to the rice. So I have those scrambled eggs that I'm gonna add in. And then lastly, I have 2 cups of frozen vegetables. So this has corn, peas, carrots, and green beans. Sometimes I like the blend without the green beans, but this week I'm doing the green bean blend, and I'm gonna pour these in. Now these are frozen vegetables right now. Like these are fresh out of the freezer frozen vegetables. That's okay. Pour them into the pressure cooker. We're gonna mix them up with all of the ingredients that are already in here. We'll put the lid back onto the pressure cooker. We're not gonna turn on the pressure cooker. We're not gonna bring any additional heat, but we're gonna allow the residual heat that's already in here to just cook those veggies the remainder of the way. So I'm just gonna place this lid on top, wait for about 2 minutes until they're thawed. They're already cooked, they just need to be thawed. And then once that is done, it'll be ready to eat. And it is as simple as that. 1 pot, no extra dishes, and we have a delicious and full meal ready for your family. So I get to take a bite of it now, which means I'm gonna take a nice spoonful full of all the veggies and some chicken and some rice. I gotta make sure I get all the flavors in one bite. Paul, it is so not crunchy. What a great texture, if I do say so myself. So this is so good that I forgot I had to end the video and I just kept eating bites of it. So anyways, let's wrap it up here. If you want the full written instructions for this recipe, you can find the link to the full instructions on my blog in the description below. And then don't forget to watch all of the other recipes on my channel too for delicious food from around the world. I have so much fun cooking with you guys every single week, and I'm so happy that you're here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.